The Department of Education says it is pleased to announce the return of some of the student body to classrooms. The decision, which was announced on Friday, the 27th of November, will see grade 6 and Form 5 students have some face-to-face interactions. Chief Education Officer Dr. Fiona Philip-Myers says the move will also facilitate critical assessments for these students.
We note that not every school will be able to take advantage of this opportunity, because some of the schools have been doing the online learning, which has worked well for them. But this is another opportunity for some of the students we were not able to reach as much, as well as to facilitate assessment, even for the ones who are doing virtual learning, to be in a physical space with their teachers. Nothing can replace the one-on-one with a teacher. A simple gesture, the simple interaction, that learning moment can make a huge difference in the life of every of those children.
Philip-Myers says health and safety remains a top priority for the ministry.
We must continue to speak to the strict adherence of the protocols. At every point, we continue to make that a priority, because the health and safety of our teachers, our support staff, our administrators, and more specifically our students remains a big priority. And so we know that our teachers have been longing to support their students in that regard, and similarly many of our students have wanted to be back. So we want to thank everybody. We want to thank our teachers who took on this opportunity. We also want to thank those who are continuing to work online.
Amendments to the operations of the education sector came into effect on the 1st of December. In an interview with Hot 7 TV News on Wednesday, the president of the National Principals Association indicated that many principals are against the move to have students return to classrooms, given the increase in the spread of COVID-19. We took to the streets to hear from you how you feel about grade 6 and Form 5 students returning to classrooms.
If everything come back to normal, I would like my child to go back to school. They have a lot of parents that at work also. There is some parents at home, and a lot of times them children at home and they have nobody to supervise them. So if anything happened that we could send our children to school, it would be better for us.
Safety procedures.
I don't think it's the right time to go back to school, to send the kids to school.
As a parent, it is my choice, it's my child to decide whether they should go to school or not. It's not, it's not the decision of anyone else, but it should be the decision of the parent first and the child as well. They're very important.
Transport Minister Guy Joseph has come out swinging for executive members of the Civil Service Association. This after the CSA penned a letter to his ministry alleging victimization against one of their members. Joseph has since put the CSA on notice.
The matter in question involves the reassignment of the former Chief Acting Transport Officer. In a leaked document allegedly penned by the Civil Service Association, the CSA strongly believes that their member was being treated unfairly, victimized, and punished for refusing to perform an unlawful act. The letter, addressed to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Transport and Economic Development, went on to say that the reassignment placed the employee at a financial disadvantage, belittled her station with the department, and was discriminatory on the part of the department. On Tuesday, Transport Minister Guy Joseph called into the talk show Keeping It Real to make his position clear on the allegations made against his ministry.
That you see this letter that they have written, they better have all of the evidence to back up what they are saying, because these allegations are very, very serious allegations. I'm not Ernest Healy. I can prove what I do, and I can prove what I did not do. So at the end of the day, I want them to be mindful that when they are going to present information and you are going to put it in writing, and they are so eager to get me that they figure out they have it. Other people thought they had it, and now they are finding out that they never had it.
In the letter, the CSA claimed that prior to a September 4th meeting with other senior public officers, they were advised that the member in question was repeatedly questioned by the minister about her refusal to take action relating to the deregistration of a vehicle belonging to a returning diplomat. Joseph says the allegations are grave.
The letter has been forwarded to my lawyer, and I expect the appropriate action will be taken in a very short space of time to begin to address this particular matter, because the letter actually makes very serious allegations about a minister, which is the Minister of Transport, and I think I'm the Minister of Transport, so I don't think they could be referring to somebody else.
In another leaked document, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Transport responded to the claims made by the CSA justifying the officer's reassignment. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The cash-strapped St. Lucia National Trust says it has been forced to make some very difficult decisions as a result of financial woes. Workers may be laid off and salaries of all workers will be cut. The chair of the National Trust, Alison King, says the newly elected council will decide exactly where the fate of workers lie. Genevieve Gonzague tells us more.
In 2017, the government of St. Lucia stopped providing the St. Lucia National Trust with its annual subvention. 3 years later, with the addition of a global pandemic, the cash-strapped trust says they have been left with no option but to cut salaries and lay off staff members. Chairperson of the SLNT, Alison King, says there has been consultation with the Prime Minister, and though it is evident that there is no action plan to reinstate the annual subvention, the organization is awaiting the promises made to them.
In these trying times, the government will be even less disposed to provide direct financial support, but the Prime Minister did indicate in his meeting with us that in the middle of December, he will be in a better position to indicate to what extent he can provide some financial support to us. And whatever we can get, we will be grateful for, because even with the changes that we're proposing, and we're hoping to get endorsement by Council today, we will continue to be in an unsustainable position going forward.
King says the way forward will be decided by the Trust's newly elected council on Thursday.
We disclosed that at our AGM on the weekend, that we really are faced with no option but to cut back on staffing, or at least on our wage bill. And what we will discuss today is the way in which we propose to do that. So that will be discussed, and hopefully the proposed approach will be endorsed at Council today. In principle, we have agreed that we need to cut, but I can't speak too much about specifics today because, as you would be aware, we have a new council coming in today, and today is our first meeting with the new council, and this is a priority for discussion at our first meeting.
As it relates to the future of the workers and continuation of the trust, King says they will do their best to keep the organization afloat during these times of adversity.
We still have to continue looking at the work program, how it's going to be affected by what we're proposing to do, and looking at people's job descriptions and making amendments, because we're gonna have to broaden the scope of what a lot of people do in order to get things done. The priority is to just keep the organization alive through this difficult time, trying to stay true to our mandate as described in our legislation, and implementing some of the activities that we have identified as important through our new strategic plan.
She says the trust will continue looking for ways to ensure they are able to meet their obligations. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Thank you, Genevieve. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, the traffic unit defends the traffic lights program after several complaints. St. Lucia may soon have to adopt a trend of paying its citizens to bear children if it wants to stabilize its population. And racism at Miss Universe, Louise Victor tells all.